Oh, that's good. Yep, that is good stuff. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, so that's refresh this. Oh boy. I'm back. Back, I tell you. Right. Look at that. Stream's working. That's nice. Alright. Good. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Well, it's good. It's good to be back. And here I am. Back I am. Oh man. I got delay. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Got crazy delay over here. There it is. All right. It's all good. Everything's fixed. Snow, what's up? What's happening? How's it been? It's been a week, 2 weeks, something like that. It's been far too long. All right, here we are. May. It's May, right? May 21st, 2019. Got some fresh brewed coffee. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Well, about 6 minutes to. Just under the 6 minute mark. Talk about the daily candle close. I mean, we might as well talk about the monthly. It's been so long. We got a lot to catch up on here. This one's not going to be super long. Just, you know, stretching the stream out here, getting things a little bit situated. Drink my coffee, and then I'm going to get some dinner after this. Starving. You know what I mean? It's been too long. Yeah, I know, but it's all good. Try to get ourselves back into a routine here with the candle close. So, I mean, there has been a lot going on. I missed a lot. Let's take a look here. TNT, ETH, and BTC pairs, both of them killing it. Looking really good as far as peak gains just in a day. Each one dropped down to about 38.44, so just past the 382 and just about to hit the 382 for BTC pairing, and working on getting down to the 5 for the ETH pairing. But this is good. This is a nice 4-buy with the 30-minute showing strong. BTC pair is showing 30 and the hour going a little strong. I know I gotta fix the one mic. Got a little bit too much something happening there. Let's see if I can do that right now. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Not sure that's any better. How about that? Let's see. Is that any better? Seems to be. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Valero, good afternoon. Hello. All right, GTO, BTC, ETH. Both posting 65%, gains down 62, 65, respectively. BTC, ETH for the pairings on those. BTC and ETH pairing respectively. Again on data, posting 59% up. Pulled back 77% of that so far. Matic was cruising 54 up, but lost almost all of it, so sitting around 96 down on that. So that could get a little bit scary. Plus, you got the 5 and the 15 have started to post themselves in the sideways, slightly bearish. A little bit more bullish. AST, BTC, and ETH both posting pretty good short terms right here. 15, 30, and the hourly are all looking pretty juicy, while you got the 4, 6, 12, and daily posting sideways, slightly bearish, except on the ETH pair where it is showing a significant downtrend or at least a more promising downtrend. So you got to be a little bit careful of these, but still 48, 49% gains in a 24-hour period. Not bad at all. Pulled back 50% of that, so call it a 25% gain. Not bad at all. And there's a couple other really good mentions in here. D&T, ZIL. Hot cruised up a little bit, but came down a whole bunch. FET was yikes. Right? FET had good gains if you got out quick enough. If not, you lost a whole bunch. A whole enchilada. But that's all right. The BTC pair much better to that. Via WPR, there's a lot going on here. Yo-Yo back on the map again. Myth is back on the map again. Bread is back on the map again. Storm. I mean, overall, it's just been. It looks like it's been a couple crazy days. If we go down to, this is how long I feel like I've been gone. So let's check out what I missed the last 2 weeks. It looks like, I mean, Matic went up 1,300%. Lost about 35% of that. We got 291% posted for FET. USDT down about 42% of that. These are great numbers. BTT cruising 126 up. Lost about 30. All right, that's great overall. All right, let's take a look at our discussion. 1 minute before we close this puppy out. Let's just take a look at a longer term, what we had going on here from our low, which is all the way back here. Yeah. So this is the Coinbase chart, not the MEX chart. So MEX, it was 31.21. Coinbase, 31.28.89. I think that's close enough. Since we posted that, we had that big attempt up, and then we had a drop, and a drop, but never posted a lower low. So in other words, we did have a low, a high, a higher low, and then right here we had almost a double top, but it was technically speaking still lower than our big spike over here, right? So from there, then we had to deal with this crossover, which is what we needed if we were to paint this line, right? We would have needed to get some over here, like for a failed swing, right? Swing fail. We definitely got it for sure, and we're painting almost a very similar or identifiable pattern here, which again is just a very slow trend. You got a high, you got a low, you got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 great days. Mixed in there was just a hesitation candle and then another great candle. 2 more days up, 2 days down, followed by another one, finding support on our 70 EMA, and then pushing back up, and now we're just kind of stalled out. So there's the recap for what we got. Now we just posted that candle. Let's take a look at it. There we go. Opened at 79.98. We had a high of 81.12. We had a low of 78.05, which is somewhat significant. And then we closed it out at 79.51. So overall speaking, it was down $47, 0.60%. So we can start looking in here for, you know, things like why did it do what it did, or what could be the next resulting factor. So what we did was we came up, we made a high, right? We pushed back down low. This would have been your pullback. Now, pullback did not go to previous structure. Previous structure would have been all the way down here, somewhere in the 58-52 zone. Didn't do that. From here, it also broke our previous low. This is our hesitation candle right here. So it did break it, but came right back up. Anyway, it came back up again to this point here. However, it failed to make a higher high. So price has reversed to the downside, so now you can do something like that. Now, essentially what this means is you're short, right, until you cross over it. When you cross over it, it's not necessary that you have to cross it and retest it, being that this is a swing failure, but you do want to close above it, right, as at least some sort of form of confirmation that, yes, you are now above the swing fail line Now you have to paint, yourself a new picture. You want to start trading above here, and you want to get yourself a new high. So it really results in, two lines here, something similar to that. All right, so anywhere within this little window right here is sort of like caution period. And then once you're above that, then again, you're long again because you're within trend. So that being said, there's not a whole lot we could do with this. Not on the daily time frame, right? So sure, we can get in there on the 5 minute and start goofing around, and I'm sure we'll find a trade. But not a whole lot on the daily that's speaking any sort of major volumes here as far as what we're looking at. Now, you could draw a channel here and see if you would stay within the channel. Of course, price is squeezing, all right? So you can draw yourself a, if you want to draw a pennant, you could draw a pennant. If you want to just draw a symmetrical triangle, you could do that as well. A lot of different ways you can approach this. You could take a look at volume as well. So on our high candle, volume was low, pushed to the downside, but then we had a big sell-off here candle. Now volume is dropped and dropped and dropped. Typically, this means there's less interest in trading that pair, that asset, at its current state. So what we'd be looking for is a break in volume to the upside, push it up over average. Right, that's that blue line right here. Push up over average, which would essentially give us this resistance break, right? And then once you're within that zone there, of course, we are looking to break this horizontal in order to make a higher high to continue to be within trend. Now, this is not to say that we can't push back down and do a harder correction just on this, just from basically from 38.50 to, where are we at here? 83.88, right? And that would essentially bring us down, well, this would be your first landing point right here, right? This top candle. Let's go body style. So it'd be a 57.79. It would also be the 236 off of this. All right, so from our high before the drop, right? So from our high before the drop, which almost got tested right here, which is huge. So when we talk about coming back down to structure, right, we could consider this the attempt to retest structure, right? When you push from the upside down, right, now you're expecting support. And we were expecting support at our high before the lows. This is basically our swing high candle before our 31.21, 31.28, whatever chart you're looking at. All right, so that is that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. For me, I'm probably not taking any long-term Bitcoin trades. Besides the long we talked about, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, just based off of our pattern, right? Pattern completion was good. We had something in here. I think we had a bullish Gartley in here, pushed up. We hit our 1618. We took that. That was great. That ended up ending somewhere around this ballpark here. But from there, we have trend. So if you're a trend trader, you're long until you're not, right? You're long until the trend is knocking you out. Now this one zone right here, coming back down and breaking that's not good, but it was an instant buyback, and then we found support on the 7th. So, you got to sort of balance that out with your trading style, and if you're okay with that risk, of course we're above it now, so it's not that big a deal, but at the time, this could have knocked some people out, really just depending on their trading style, right? So really anywhere from, like here to here, if you were trading and you hit that, certainly if you closed below your previous structure lows, then yeah, you would have a problem. But on the overall grand scheme of things, we are dealing with currently a swing failure to the top side, right? Price has reversed, right? That's pretty clear. So price did come up, it came down, it came back up, it's coming back down, right? So because of this reversal, you're looking at this candle and this candle as your swing failure. This candle brought on the failure. So from here down, now you're essentially cautious or short, finding support on the 7 again, and then from there you can go down to the 13, the 21, or the 20, depending on what kind of trader you are. Of course, you always have the 55, the 100, the 200, yada 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 yada. And then on the long side, right, you got to be cautious because you want to break the plane, become swing failure territory where now you're trading within, and then you want to break that previous high. All right, so that is Bitcoin. Let's take a look real quick. What do we got? Mike? Oh, Mike is fine. All right, thank you. Hi, Desert Garden. Hello. Hi and howdy. BNB has been impressive. BCH USD. Matic pump and dump. Looks like whale game. Let's see. Matic. Let's take a look at the whale games here. Whale games. All right, let's see. Matic BTC. Not a whole lot of history here, huh? Okay. So looks of it, right? There's not a ton of data to work with here, but I wouldn't call it a pump and dump. Look at these little baby candles all over the place. Baby. Got a little bit of bigger. Volume picked up. Interest. Slow down. Interest. Slow down. I'd imagine interest. Nothing should really get into the way of this. This to me, this one candle doesn't look or doesn't appear to be pump and dump. Let's see. That is Matic, right? Yeah, let's try Matic USDT. See if we see anything there. No, same deal. And even less dramatic when it comes to that candle. No, I don't think this is pump and dump. I don't think so. Like you could see pump and dump. What's a good example? Oh man, so many to choose from. Let's just Dent. Well, Dent PTC is hard to tell. But even on this, all right. So this is not a great example, but it'll at least show you the difference. Massive spike, right? And within a short period of time, you've already given back, that's probably 70%. Massive spike, back down 70%. Massive spike, not even a massive spike, decent spike, over 100%. Decent spike, over 100%. Decent spike, over 100%. This is not a great example, but consider this if it was exaggerated, right, to the tune of man. Can we get like BitConnect down here? Hold on a second. Let me find something. BitBean. I don't know what the hell that is. BitBean. Okay, this is a better example. So classic pump and dump scenarios are going to have something like this, where you have a big candle up. So you have very little trading, big candle up, right? You give most back. Big candle up, you give most back. But this is all within trend. This gets everybody on board, right? This you just painted a trend, right? You got a high, a low, a higher high, higher low, mega candle, 100% loss. All right. That's a classic scenario. So this is to entice you. This is to show you that it's legit. This is to paint a trend. This is to confirm the trend. This is to sucker you in and take your money. All right. While everybody exited right here, you had the core, then the inner circle, then the outer circle. And then, there's all the FOMO people, yada, yada, yada. And then this is where we're left right here, holding a bag. All right. Same thing here, but on a smaller scale. Came up a little, decent candle, pull back. Now you're establishing a trend, another good spike, another pullback. So now you have a trend, big move, small move, big move, big move, big move, dump it all down. Okay? Now from the big move here, you lost over 100%. All right? And then again, very slight trading. Very slight trading. You can see right here, same thing on the big one, right? This is a move up, work it down. Another big move up. Everybody's interested. Holy cow, what the hell's going on here? Let's take some short-term profits, smash it down. Hey, what do we got? Low, high, low, high, low. We got a trend. Smashed it all the way up. I mean, like, all the way up. This is the initial... let's get it going here. This is where everybody bought their cars. 931%. Of that 931%, 61% of that was probably sold off instantly, just in that wick. So, in other words, you, me, and everybody else, we can't put orders up this high, not if you're trading on Binance. So these are bot orders set at a certain rate, where they say, sell a little bit at 200%, sell a little bit at 400%, sell a little at 500%, and take the mega at 900%, let FOMO carry it up to 931, at which point they've already sold, and now everybody else is getting the picture that, hey, we need to sell here. Stops it down so that it actually looks like, all right, no problem, it's just a pullback. Fail to make a higher high, drop it down again. This is you and me, right? Everybody's trying to get this back. Everybody's trying to make it a trend. Swing, fail, break the swing, fail. Let's trade. No, and then you can see what happens, right? It just dump. At this point, they've been out since this day, right? They're not holding anything longer. That's everybody else. So that is a classic pump and dump. Matic, whether BTC or Tether, this is actual trading, in my opinion, right? This is just actual trading. Very little interest, very little volume. Makes sense? Found a bottom, nobody knew, picks up a little bit, interest picks up a little bit, volume picks up, candle picks up, a little sell-off, mini sell-off, pull back up again, make another high, come back down. So you essentially, you made a high, you dropped it, you made another high, a little hesitation, come back up. Now this is just an interesting day in trading, but I wouldn't call this a pump and dump. Pump and dump, you would have had one pump here already, another pump over here. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to wait, how many days is this now? 25 days? No, they just want their money in, out. See you later. Set it up for the next one. Right? Yeah, I think that's all that is. But overall, I mean, on the longer term, maybe today, volume up, price up. Okay? We're still within trend. We didn't come back down to test this area. And, we may not. But hesitation factors could sort of change that. So, looking at it like this is a little bit more realistic trading, right? You establish your trend, right? Establish your trend. And you got 1, 2, 3, a little hesitation candle in there, bang. You paint yourself a little sandwich, right? Bullish, bearish, bullish. Bears 1, pulled it down. And now you're looking for another pushback up over that 7 to establish a newer trend. Same thing as we just looked at in Bitcoin, closing below that previous structure low now has got you thinking two things, right? Like, is it over? Have you lost for the swing fail, or are you gonna hold this on because now we've closed, or at least you've traded over that, right? Traded over it, and now we're currently trading above it. So this line right here would have made sense for a lot of people to get out, just as an indicator of like, hey, we start trading below here, close below. It's like you might want to get out of that trade, especially if you got in. Let's see, you probably would have waited for that, crossed over here. So you probably would have gotten in around this candle right here. That's a pretty significant gain. Let's see, so yeah, you would closed on that candle. Even if you got out at your line, 142%, that's fantastic. Of course, you'd be crying yourself to sleep because you could have had 287 and you stayed in, right? So you pull profits, All right, so let's see. You said BCH? BCH USD. BCH ABC. USDT. Okay. All right, let's see. Haven't been on this chart in a while. What do we got here? Swing back to the daily and take a look. All right, our green retest buy box did not get hit. Oh no, but it was really close. I would have really liked to seen this thing come down into this zone box. I was really expecting this thing to pull all the way back down to test previous structure. Now it did, don't get me wrong. It came here, top of that wick right here. That might be a little too generous. Something like that. And you can call, I mean, you know, within reason, guys. Call that a touch. So I was expecting bodies, though. I wanted to see it come to bodies, especially with Confluence breaking out of this channel. But, you know, you can't win them all. So, unfortunately, this would have been our buy, and it did not quite make it. Next time I'll play in the full wick on this this particular trading pair. All right, but anyway, so it did come down, did find support, right, push back up, swing failed to make a higher high, so now 3 times, so verification of trend, push back down again, basically down to previous structure right here, and then the break, right? So remember how I said you don't necessarily need to wait for a retest after breaking swing fails? That's this right here. Right, this candle just shot right up. So no need to wait for it to pull back and hit, because you're not always going to get that on a swing fail, or less likely to get it on a swing fail. But the line to cross would have been the previous high, which is this, and it did. I mean, it literally just closed above right there. Just above it by like pennies. So that would have been, you know, this would have been your cautionary period right here. Of course, you'd be waiting for a close. This candle didn't close until it was not only past the cautionary period, but above your market line of long, right? But it did end up pushing up, making a higher high, and then coming back down just to retest previous structure. So I'm sure you would have known that already. You would have taken that trade, you know, get yourself a couple percent, get out, and then rebuy at structure, knowing that it's probably going to come back and retest it, which it did right here, retest previous structure. And again, we're right back to where we started, right? Failed to make a higher high. So I don't know if this is too early to say, you know, price reverse, but right here, we could almost say that. But it's just one candle, and then we already made a higher candle. So it's like, that's not going to do you any good. So the more realistic thing to do here is this, swing fail on that side, right? So again, just like riding a bike, you're doing the same deal here, right? Cautionary period would be past this line here. Long period is up over it to continue within trend. So you are certainly in trend, right? Let's not be mistaken here. You do have your low, you got a high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high. So the bigger picture, yes, is most certainly within trend. Try to maintain, right, the 7 EMA. It should be the 7. Is it 7? 21. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. It's 21. Anyway, so maintain whatever your ideal baseline, you know, above this, I long, below it, I short. Try to maintain that. Like right here, you lost it. You know, you found support, but then you lost it. This would have been the ideal situation to protect yourself this loss. Comes back up, trade above, close above it. This would have been your ideal situation to start trading long. At which case, that would not have knocked you out. These little wicks over here, you'd still been in the trade, and you're good. And you'd still be in this trade right now, even with the swing fail. So, no big deal right here. This still looks like it's healthy enough to continue trend, so to speak. Marcos, good evening. All right, so let's see. BNB. Yeah, BNB is doing some things, isn't it? BNB. All right, so BNB, did we hit the 423? Oh, we sure did. Look at that. Mission accomplished. All right, so another profit target hit. That's awesome. That comes, let's see, that 423 came all the way back from this pullback here. That's good. Now, we do still have markers on here dating back from, I think, inception, right? We had to get a little funny with BNB because it was making all sorts of new all-time highs. So, where are we at here? Yep, all right. Sorry, I just had to make a better looking picture. All right, so our 1618, based off of, you know, our very first legit pullback, these are all legit, but this is like a significant pullback off an all-time high, is still 37.32. All right, so on the larger scale, I'm still looking at 37.32, 56.98, 76.64, 88.78. Okay? As profit targets moving forward. Now, on the more local side of things, based off of current trend, we've really exhausted this here. So our 423 is based off of this trend and based off of this more significant pullback. All right, so we had our trend here. Trend, right? This is an old buy box, old support resistance box. We had a channel box here. You know, all these worked out really well, but this one right here was more significant because the high was above our channel, the low was below our channel. So it essentially blocked out. Let's see. It essentially blocked out our entire thing. Channel, right? Just voided the whole channel. You could say the same about this one here on a longer scale, but in reality, it was a pullback to a swing fail to another drop, right? This is more clear cut. This is your high, this is your low, bang, bang, whoop, whoop. We got our 1.6 quickly. We got our 2.6. It took a lot of time, but we did get our 2.6. We got our 3.6 right here, which is confluence with our 1.618 off of this larger move. And then we just got our 4.23 yesterday's candle. Now it's pulling back again. I'd imagine a pullback to 29.91 ballpark figure, just to retest previous structure here. And then, you know, off to the races it goes, unless it's going to continue this move here where it's actually going to break through our channel again before resuming trend. So if we look at the bigger picture, we could see It's a trend for sure, but it's not the prettiest of trends. But look at the lows, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay? So this is what you're looking at, right? Highs. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. This would have been a swing fail. All right, just imagine a line from here to here. You would have broke it in this candle. That candle would have shot you back up. All right, so swing fail candle, smash back up, still maintain trend. You lost the MA over here. You got it right back within a couple candles. Okay. Overall volume is above average during that whole rise up. There's a lot of interest in BNB. A lot of interest. Now coming back down to test this would have been more, what do you call it? Historical, right? So you can see we topped out right here. Right, that was our top out, but this was back in March. Topped out. We did break it, right? We pushed down. We broke it right here. All right, so the idea is you got to come back and test it, which we did right here. Test it, push back up. Now, where'd you stop out the next time, right? Almost all-time high from before. Knocked it back down, pushed it back up, swing fail, failed to make a higher high, pushed down low, a little bit of a retest down here on previous structure, and push back up for another higher high. So this is essentially uncharted territory. And that's why you need extensions to sort of give you an idea of where things may be headed if you continue trend. And I'm not really backing away from my original analysis, at least 37.32. I don't see any reason why that's not doable. Confluence with the 3618 over here. Yep. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. Look at what it does every time it makes that high. It made a high, drops down. Right? Made a high, drops down. This is a swing fail loss, so we're not looking at this. We're looking at highs, right? A new higher high. Higher high, 2 candles down. All right? This is up, 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 up. So far we're down. It's okay to come down. Where did this come down to? Well, nothing crazy, but a little bit lower than the swing fail. Where did this come down to? Again, without really respecting the structure, which is a shame. I have to pull this up a little. So where did this come down to? Right here, no man's land. So now it's like, well, now you got to be a little bit more careful. New higher high. Where did it come down to? Previous candle, which ended up being a swing fail. Overall drop. Right, brought you all the way down to body low, previous high drop. So, you know, without too much, you know, you can't say, all right, well, this is definitely coming down to previous structure because it's just done some weird things. All right, just keep an eye on it. Know that it's still in trend. And while it's still in trend, you can still play the trend, right? So if you wanted to long this, the overall long-term outlook does not look bad. Like I said, I'm still looking for 37 something, which is this green line up here. All right, so that is BNB. BNB, all right. I like Matic. Got an early, took profit in BNB. Awesome. I think Matic goes sideways, but will be strong for Coinbase and Binance associations. Link BTC mainnet end of month. I love having an FA guy here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so Link. What do you say? Link what? Link BTC. Link BTC on the daily chart. Bit of a roller coaster ride here. All right. So we had a broadening wedge dating all the way back to July 2018. Got ourselves within trend, dropped down. Let's see. Swing fail, right? Pushed up over the swing fail, dropped, got back into the broadening wedge. All good. Higher high. Maintain trend, push back down, higher low. Push back up again. Made yourself a new, made yourself a new all-time high. Got yourself down to a resistance point or a support level somewhere around 10.8. Made yourself a bit of a wedge, push to the downside, retest, drop below. I was looking for a 618 support line. Looks like we didn't even need it, but closer to the 618 than the 5. Found support, push back up, resistance level just above threshold line down here for the triangle. Drop back down again, double bottom, push all the way back up. Now we're back and we just breached our broadening wedge again. So this trend is still valid, right? This trend is still valid. Now that we're back within trend, you can look at a few things here, but I would, let's see, I would not be against two things here. One, you know, this is an important line to cross over, for sure. Let's see, doing this. Okay, finding resistance anywhere along this line here. Okay, that line's still valid as well. Any line along here, still valid. And if we were to put a, like an actual one of these puppies, break, close, swing, fail, push up. So again, this is our like cautionary period. You know, you're sort of watching it do its thing. You know, if this, then that, right? So if we cross and close above our previous high, then, you know, I feel like a long is okay. If, however, we do not, then I feel like a long might not be okay. Let's get rid of that. Clean this up a little bit. But yeah, you're volume's cruising up, you know, slowly but surely. Volume is increasing while price is increasing on a larger scale. We broke out of this little range area here, right? So you could kind of do this if you wanted to, get yourself looking similar to this. Say, all right, we kind of had like this larger range zone. We're sort of out of it now. That's cool. But we still failed to make a higher high than this guy right here. So, you know, this is your sort of determining factor where you say, all right, well, I want to make sure I get up over this before I start making any, you know, crazy calls. Okay? And then from here, then you can start either playing back into the broadening wedge, right, which would be this move right here. Or you can start looking for extensions back off of here. So if we got rid of, let's say, we got rid of that. Let's just say we put a new one up. And we're going like, you know, based off of this guy. All right. What do we have here? 5,800 even. All right, so if you're going to do that, you're talking end of the month for the main net, so end of the month 31. So let's throw a vertical up on 31. That's our marker. So a handful of days, really. 10 days for interest to pick up and for someone to make a move on this. Within 10 days, you can see the kind of moves you can make inside of 10 days. All of this could be just, the pre-buy, right? You buy the news, buy the rumor, right? Sell the news. So that could very much be that. We did get close, and then we took a little bit of a hit, but we're still not there, right? We got to push up over that. As far as targets, right, an actual target off of this would have been the 2618. So 16474 for target number 1. I would imagine momentum with something like this should push it past. You could skip the 36 and go right to the 42, which would put you somewhere around 2307. Now, are you going to do that in the next 10 days? I suppose you could. I mean, you certainly could. Let's see what this was. So this was 8 days. And in reality, it went 93%. Let's just say we had another 8 days. Look at that. Look at where it ends. Bang, bang, bang. 423. All right, so yes, there's plenty of time to be able to repeat this process here. Continue up, get to the 423 before selling off to the news, which would look probably something like that. Right? Previous structure. Looking for a retest, come back down, falling wedge, drop back down here, support on the broadening, and then just continue to work up. Bounce ping pong with the 3.6 to 4.2 until we establish a little bit better of a newer trend, and then we can start playing around with that. All right. So this is a potential here. Let's say you'd be looking at, selling somewhere in this ballpark, little front run to the 4.2. If it's going to do this, which would be great. That'd be a great move, great play. And at which point over here, I mean, a little late now, but you would have bought probably break range down. So you probably would have bought right here. Be the top of this candle, post range, right? So something like that would have been your buy if you were a little bit riskier. If you weren't, you would have waited till you crossed and closed over the plane of the broadening wedge, which would have got you close. So you would have bought the open of that candle. So right here. Okay? Overall, though, these are fantastic plays. I mean, look at that. If this does do that, 60, 64 all the way up to the 4.2. That's great. This is great. Yep. Very nice. Well, keep that on the radar. Very good, Marcos. Thank you. Very nice setup, playbook. Yeah. Marcos. I love having an FA guy around. I'll tell you what, there's just too much to keep up with. That's why I started focusing more on TA as opposed to FA. I was just geared. I love them both, but I was just I enjoyed TA more, and I couldn't split the time between TA and FA because there was just too much. So it was, for me, I had to make a choice. It was one or the other. I'll always look at FA. If it's available and it's around and I'm not, completely consumed by it, then I always look at FA. I concentrate more on TA, and then I rely on others like you to get that FA out on relevant coins and assets. It's such a significant help to have both. Is really nice. But I like this. I like this play right here. Cautionary period again. I want to get above this line before I make any decisions. But 15.8 is it's right around the corner. We're at 15.3 right now, pushing up. Volume's good, and we're only how How many minutes into this daily candle here? We got 23 hours, 17 minutes to go before we close this candle out. So we got so much time and so much room. I'd like to see this cross and close tonight. Maybe hit this 2618 tonight, or today or tomorrow, or whatever, within this candle, within the next 23 hours. So imagine we getting some type of pullback, at least one of these two candles, probably this one, the higher of the two, which would come back down here, which would actually sort of like verify that we crossed over this trend. So like you said, downside, right? Retest, drop. This would be on the upside, retest, push. But we already did, you know, we kind of did that right here. So not overly occupied by it, but it is good. Bit of a cup and handle, failed, but could have been a bit of a cup and handle, more like a cup and Q, but it's all good. All right, let's do one more chart, and then we're gonna wrap this one up for the night. I just follow good projects to need experienced traders to help me maximize gains. That's fantastic. Well, I don't know if I'm experienced enough for your book, but it's a good team nonetheless. Keep sharing your FA, man. It's very much appreciated. All right, let's just do this. You know, let's do the 3-day look here. Let's pick a coin. Let's get a little crazy with it, and then we'll wrap it up. I guess we're just gonna do Matic, right? Matic just doesn't have enough info here, but let's take a deeper dive into Matic. Why don't we? 267.45, 243.48. Yeah. Let's just go Matic USDT. All right, so Matic USDT. Yeah, we did just look at this chart. Now, again, you know how I hate coins that don't have any history, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have to put this on something with a little bit more relevant information. We'll just throw it on a 4-hour for now. Let's see. You know, I basically avoid all listing. I'm looking for established price, baseline support. So let's get some support lines over here. Support and resistance, right? We got that. Right here, we failed to make a high for a very long time until we finally crossed over right here. Let's see. We did find support. Baseline support, good. Did find support here. And, you know, I don't really deal. I mean, I guess I don't really deal with that. All right, anyway. So as far as horizontal support resistance, this is about what we got going on here. If we were to put a fib on, since now it looks like we're going to use this, which we don't want to. All right, so coming back up from basically our all-time high to, not our all-time low, but to our low, we had our 236 very quickly came back. 382, easy peasy. 5, very nice. We came back for a retest on the 5, 618, 709, 786, 886, and back all-time high. Found resistance right here, so that was our little like push resistance line. Something like, we'll go all the way down to the 886. All right, so this was our double top, full resistance recover. Basically, almost a cup and handle, drop down, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-hour periods. Pushed it back down, came up, failed to make a higher high, swing, fail, push back up, got it, right here. All right, so from this zone, now we have our low, we have a high, we got a higher low, we got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So overall grand scheme of things, we are certainly within trend. Let's pull this. Well, we just move this over. I need to like pull it out of here. All right, so target zones. Right about here. So what do we got? 705s. Let me drop that over here. All right, so All right, so based off this, I mean, crushed it, right? You hit the 1.6, you hit the 2.6, you hit the 3.6, you hit the 4.2. You actually found support on the 4.2. So now we got to get our 8 out here. If we continue to use this same one, boing. So if we throw our 8, look, we hit our 8 too. It's an incredible play right here. So we hit our 8, found resistance, drop, down, pushback, found support on the 4.23, broke our 21, currently just crossed over to 21 on the 4 hour. So this is interesting. So again, within trend, expect to come back to the 8.2. Next target would be 12.7. So you're looking at 0.05. So you're looking at 5.993 ish. And so something like 5.9, 5.7, or 5.6. It's a good enough cushion. All right, so if things continue to stay the same, you know, if we continue within trend here, I'm cool, man. I'm looking at 12.7. Now, if we tighten this up a little bit, take a look at this. What do we got? So if we were to use this pullback, you know, as opposed to this pullback with extensions into the 12, right, we're still past our 8. Still a pretty big deal. All right. And what's funny is our 4.2 is basically the same line. That's how significant that 4.23 is. Our 4.2 ends up being like the same line. Keep your eye on that 4.2 and that 4.2 and the red line. Look at that. It's on the line. It's the same. Here. It's the same line. So pretty significant stuff. Now, if you were to just do this top to, that bottom, for newer targets, first target would be the 1.618, which is in confluence with and within our zone of our 12.7. See how all that works? And then you have more additional, you know, you got a 2.6, 3.6. At this point, you'd be skipping the 3.6, going to the 4.2, that type of deal. All right, but overall, this is pretty exciting. If this buying continues, then you know you're in good shape. Let's get some type of trend on here. And just get some type of channel over here that, as ugly as it may be, it does tend to help visualize what may be shaking. So, you know, this isn't really too bad. As far as staying within this channel, you know, a little breakout above, come down, find support on the bottom channel. Resistance, top channel. Support, bottom channel. Resistance, top channel. Break up above. Come back, retest. Push back up the channel. All right. I like this. Risky, low cap, but I like it. All right. Let's see. That should about do it. Lots of e-chatter on Twitter, both against BTC and USD. Yeah, Ethereum will be you know, you always have your Ethereum diehards out there and your Bitcoin diehards, so there'll always be some type of talk. Actually, I'm gonna mark that puppy. Come back to this. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm very, very, very happy to be back in a whole new home, in a whole new time zone, a whole new period, a whole new everything. And yeah, we're going to do it again tomorrow. So, you know, same time, daily candle close. We'll try to get that situated, barring any sort of significant issues that may happen. We'll be back. All right, so stay safe. I want to see you guys on the exchanges, and happy trading.